Hey YouTube, Brian LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel and this video, the Amazing Spider-Man number 16 review. So let's jump in. This is the continuation of the dark web story. Let me just get to the creative team. We do continue to have Zeb Wells writing and Ed McGuinness now for his second book in a row, filling in for John Romita Jr., and there is the rest of the creative team. So let's jump in. And so we basically start off with a flashback. Basically Peter and Ben, Peter Parker, Ben Reilly, having a discussion, basically a flashback to events that happened in the previous run, the Beyond Corporation storyline. And we see, Peter basically, kicking Ben off into this beyond goo that basically wiped out some of his memories. And then we cut to present day. And, Peter basically is telling Chasm that's not how, I remembered things back in the day. It was, an accident. So we basically have this continued confrontation now between Peter and Chasm throughout the whole issue, basically fighting and trading blows, and just trying to, one is trying to, Peter's trying to reason with him, and Chasm's basically saying, look, you did this to me, and is really kind of out for revenge. And we see, this kind of back and forth continue, and this battle. I mean, they're trading punches, they're hitting each other pretty hard. It's kind of a knockout brawl here. But what we find out here in this top panel here is that Chasm has a little different power set to his spider sense, where it's this kind of, almost energy that projects, and we see it, hit Peter here. We're getting a little bit of a glare, trying to clear that glare up. So we're getting, his spider sense is kind of, creating this almost energy field. And then we see him create this, this axe as well from this energy. And we, see the battle going on. And eventually Chasm kind of lands a pretty good blow. And then we cut back to Madeline Pryor and Hallows' Eve and Venom. And this is kind of the sub-story. This is still ongoing, and they are, after something. And so they are after an item from the X-Men. And, we kind of see Hallows' Eve and Venom, head off to go on this little kind of side quest to the X-Men tree of Krakoa, or the X-Men treehouse. I'm really not familiar with it. Kind of first introduced to it in this dark web story. But again, we just see, Peter and Chasm just continue to battle. And, like I said, we're learning a little bit more about Chasm and his power set with the energy spider sense. And, like I said, there's just this continued back and forth, this continued battle. And eventually Chasm is really trying to lead Peter, Spider-Man, to limbo, because as we've seen in the previous issues of the dark web, they have a plan to try to take his memories back from Peter and give them back to Chasm. And so we see kind of a pumpkin bomb is the best way I can kind of explain it, like something we would see from the Green Goblin. And it opens up a portal here, and we kind of see Robbie Robertson and Jay Jonah, who are, who have been impacted by, Chasm. And obviously that's going to trigger Peter. If any of his friends or people in his life are in trouble, he's going to try to, help them and defend them. And so the fact that his friends are potentially in danger, he says, look, find Ben, take me to limbo. And that's basically what Ben and Chasm has really been wanting. They want to get, Peter there. And then all of a sudden we see this kind of squid, octopus type tentacles reach out and grab Peter, Spider-Man, and take him to limbo. And so then we cut and we see, Peter in his classic, nerdy Peter Parker outfit with his camera. And the final page is we see some, limbo creatures. Almost looks like a demonized J. Jonah, telling him to get to work. So that is the issue of Amazing Spider-Man number 16, the Dark Web tie-in. Overall, this was okay, right? Seeing Ben and Peter, Chasm and Spider-Man going toe-to-toe, battling it out. Pretty good to see. Enjoyed the artwork. We've been talking a lot in the community about this storyline, and it does feel a little stretched out, a little fluff with all the tie-ins. I think it would have been better served over a few issues, maybe a dark web single issue, and then, continuing the story in Amazing Spider-Man. But we're spreading it out across several different books. And it just doesn't seem like there's much happening, like it's a little fluffy, not a lot of substance to the story. So, and that's what people have commented, the Marvel tie-ins are certainly, have a history that way where they're trying to sell you some books and push you some books that maybe you normally wouldn't pick up. And the the objects that have been coming alive within New York City, with the spell that Madeline Pryor put on, and you have mailboxes and Christmas trees and all kinds of things, coming alive, becoming demons, and out, trying to hurt people. It does seem a little, hokey almost, the way some of the objects are drawn and things like that. So, overall, I'm sticking with the dark web story, but it does seem a little light on the substance of the story. But, I want to see where this ends up between Ben and Peter. And then obviously we've got some side things going on with Norman Osborn, the Gold Goblin, and you have Mary Jane, with what seems to be a power set now. So definitely interested to see how things wrap up. It seems like we're leading to, everybody ending up in limbo and some type of, final, battle or play out of the storyline. So, but overall, thinking about my 5 webhead review, rating system for these books, I'm going to go with a 2.5. So, right in the middle. Artwork was really good. Like I said, I'd like to see the toe-to-toe battle between, Chasm and Spider-Man. And we got to a little bit more of a glimpse into Chasm's power set with the, energized spider sense. So, overall, like I said, we'll go 2.5. Not bad, not great. Somewhere right in the middle. So that is the book, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you reading the dark web? Have you been picking up all the tie-ins? What do you think? What do you think of my assessment on the, the story being a little fluffy, a little airy, not as much substance as I think we would like. So, but let me know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And we'll be back next issue for Amazing Spider-Man number 17. Thanks for watching.